Hi everyone, this is Macy. I'm back. It has been a little while since my last video. Some of you may actually know that I went back to school for electronical mechanical engineering. Yes, I went back for school for hardware stuff. So from now on, you're probably going to see more content on my channel towards hardware. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things I eventually realized was very helpful for me to establish my career in the technology sector. So I have been working in the video game industry for 8-9 years. It has been a long time. Recently, I realized I took it for granted because I had a very smooth transition from a student to working professionals, and a lot of young people come to me, if you're younger than me, come to me, ask me, Macy, how do I land my first job? How do I improve my career? And there are 3 things I find very, very helpful when I started. The first thing is I went to a lot of events. Now I still go, but not as often as I used to be. As a junior, we really didn't know that much, to be honest, about the industry, what's really going on, and especially at school. I was very lucky. I had a professor who was pushing us to go to events. That really helped me. We actually had a homework with a sheet of report. It says which event we went, if we handed our business card, and what we learned from that event. That actually pushed me out. I would say it did not directly help me with my job hunting. Yes, I did not really just get a job out from it. I eventually got more projects from events later on in my career, but at the starting stage, I was just out there talking to people about what I do. It just makes me more comfortable with talking about it. I know people always just don't know how to phrase things and know how to communicate through. I feel that it's very difficult for people who are just starting. Another thing about events is we actually get to learn a lot of things at events. There are workshops, there are hackathons, we learn from others, and we get to know what kind of trend is out there in the tech industry. We will know what's upcoming and what's going to be popular, so we can prepare for it. And then second one, I realized it was really, really important for me and helped me along the way in my career, or even like starting, is being friendly. I know a lot of people are not friendly, they're still doing really well in the industry, but for me, that really worked. I feel the most valuable resources we get from every job or every experience is actually the people we know. The people we meet and the people who we have interaction with. We learn from them, we become friends, and later on when we all move on into our life, in our careers, we help each other. So same thing applies to being friendly to your classmates, being friendly to your professors. So right now I'm back at the college. Actually, just because I always talk to my professors, I got into a lot of research projects, and I just new into this hardware thing. I already machined so many bots and parts, and I did not realize it really helped me along the way just by talk to people, being active. To be honest, everyone knows how to make things. Everyone knows how to code. Most people work hard, and everyone has a great resume. Their services help you to make the perfect resume. In such a competitive industry, yes, people will get a job, but a good job and bad job, or the time to take to get a job, just so big. The thing can help us to get better opportunities actually just by our networks, by the people we know and the people we interact with. So the third thing I find is very useful is find my own path. It sounds very vague, but it is true. When I had my first full-time job, I had a friend. He would consistently search online for jobs and look through their job requirements, especially those big companies he wanted to go work for, like Facebook, Google, or Uber was not available at that time, but for example, those big companies that's new, that's hot, and then he will screen through all their websites, and then he will tell me, he will look at those dream jobs he want to have and train himself towards that skill set of that particular position. And I at first thought it was interesting, but I eventually did not buy into it because There are millions of jobs out there, and they all want different things. They all have different expectations and different requirements. It's really hard to match every job post. Even for game developers, some of them want to become a HTML5 game developer, some of them want to become an Unreal developer, some of you want to be really good at Unity, some of you want to be really good with your native engine. So is there like an end of tracing on the engine, and our time is limited, right? So what I decide is keep my own path, stay on my own path. Let other job try to fit me instead of me try to force fit myself into every job posting out there. And eventually jobs or opportunities will just come because my skill is in demand and people know I'm experienced in a very particular techniques and sectors. Actually, I made myself more niche towards certain skill sets. For example, making video games. For example, making VR games. Then they will be more coming towards me instead of somebody come, oh Macy, we actually need a web game developer. Would you like to apply? Would like to work for us, become a web game developers? I'm just not interested in making games for the web by using HTML5 because the skill transition from C# to HTML5 is big, and I just personally don't see a huge potential for browser games because of the limitations. I don't want to make cards games forever, right? So if I actually took that job, become an HTML5 game developers, then I'm pushing me away from professional AAA games, from VR games, because that techniques or skill sets just not applied to the things I actually want to do. So here are the 3 things I find was really useful for me when I was starting my career. So go to a lot of events, meet a lot of friends, make connection with them, and also stay on your own path. And see you next video. Bye! Aha! You finished my video. If you like to keep track of my channel and always get notified when I have new content coming up, you can click on the subscribe button from here. Love this content, please give a thumbs up. This way I will be